The film begins with a voice narrating the rules of his dual-gravity planet. Two planets are so close to one another in this world that they completely obscure the sky. The inhabitants of the upper planet appear to be inverted to those on the lower planet. Both planets' inhabitants are subject to gravity's laws. As a result of their own gravity, they are unable to visit the other planet. There are three fundamental laws. To begin, all matter is drawn to a single gravitational field, that of its origin planet. 2. The weight of an object can be compensated for by utilizing matter from the opposite world, dubbed inverse matter. And 3. Contact matter burns after a few hours in contact with inverse matter. The upper world is referred to as the upper world and the lower world as the lower world. In terms of status, the two worlds are diametrically opposed. The upper crust is prosperous and developed, while the lower crust is impoverished and underdeveloped. The upper class extracts cheap oil from the ground and sells it at a premium to the lower class. They prosper by exploiting the resources beneath the earth. It is strictly forbidden for humans to make contact with anyone from another planet. Altering this law may result in death or imprisonment. The only legal point of contact for the inhabitants of two planets is at the Trans-World Company headquarters. It is a skyscraper that spans the chasm between the two worlds. Individuals from the upper levels descend to the lower levels for tourism and novelties such as dancing in the ceiling. However, those who live below do not have access to such facilities. This is told in the voice of a small child named Adam. Adam is a down-below resident. His parents were killed in a Transworld factory explosion that leveled half of the city years ago, and he now resides in an orphanage. His only relative is Becky, his great-aunt, whom he visits on weekends. Adam lives for airplanes and his aunt's flying pancakes. While he is at Becky's, she tells him about her secret recipe for flying pancakes. Her top secret recipe for flying pancakes incorporates pollen from pink bees. Pink bees collect pollen from both worlds, which is unique to Sage Mountain. Additionally, she shows him a book detailing the secrets of pink bees and promises to pass it on to Adam when he matures. Becky sends Adam to collect pollen from the mountain one day. He recounts how that day alters the course of his life. He ascends to a height greater than he has ever ascended and reaches the summit. From there, he has a clear view of the apex. Adam holds a paper airplane in his hand, which he launches upward. It flies there and lands. It is discovered by a lovely young lady. Adam raises his eyes to her, the two of them smile, and the rest is history. A few years later, Adam has matured into a handsome adolescent. Since then, he and the girl, Eden, have been friends. They've been meeting daily at the same location since the last time. On that day as well, Adam awaits Eden at the summit of the mountain. They come face to face, and Adam employs the second law of gravity to bring Eden to him. He secures a top around her and drags her down. The two sprint through the woods, Adam securing Eden, but they suddenly hear gunshots. They hasten their return to the hilltop. As Adam prepares to return Eden to the top, the guards shoot him. Eden's head hits the ground above when the rope slips from his grasp. He stands there motionless, blood oozing from her head as she lies motionless on the ground. Meanwhile, the guards apprehend Adam, segregating him from Becky and imprisoning him. Additionally, they set fire to Becky's house. Adam is now a young adult who works alongside his boss, Albert, in a mechanic's shop. He is currently conducting research on bee pollen in order to develop an anti-gravity formula for anti-aging face cream. The formula, however, is only effective for a few seconds. The equipment necessary to further develop the formula is only available at the top. He is taken aback one day at work when he sees Eden on television. Since the incident, he hasn't seen her. It turns out that she is a member of the Transworld. Adam is overjoyed to see her still alive. He then begins working for Transworld, as they can provide him with the resources necessary to complete the face cream's formula. Adam also intends to visit his childhood sweetheart there. Adam is taken aback by the exclusive workplace on his first day at work in the Transworld. The skyscraper is several stories tall. The floors marked with a plus sign are for employees on the upper floors, while those marked with a minus sign are for employees on the lower floors. Adam works on floor 0, the middle floor, which is staffed by employees from both planets. The establishment's head informs him of the workplace's rules. Adam, as a descendant of the Earth, considers himself fortunate to have landed a prestigious job at Transworld. Finally, he warns Adam that if he attempts to steal any inverse matter from above, he will be fired and imprisoned. Another employee hands Adam an inverse matter and advises him to store it in the refrigerator to prevent it from burning. After work, Adam returns to Albert's, who is furious with him for visiting Transworld, claiming that those in power are evil. Albert is fearful that Adam will be assassinated while attempting to work for Transworld. However, after some convincing from Adam, he agrees to assist him. Meanwhile, Eden is attending a self-help group, where we learn that she has completely lost all memory from prior to the accident. She has no recollection of Adam. At work one day, Adam approaches his superior, Bob, and requests that he connect him with Eden. Bob concurs. Adam, Albert, and their friend Pablo are all together that night. Pablo questions Adam's commitment to all of this. He fears that Eden will sever ties with Adam. However, Adam is adamant that it is worthwhile. He presents Bob with rare stamps from below the surface the following day at work. He begins to work feverishly on his face cream. After a few days, he ascends to the board and presents the cream. He applies it to a dog's face and then lifts it. The board is impressed and gives Adam additional time to prolong the effect of the cream. Adam works overtime that day. He climbs onto a tool and calls the up-top receptionist from Bob's phone once the office is empty. He then schedules a meeting with Eden in his guise as Bob. They later make Adam a heavy suit out of inverse matter at Albert's shop to assist him in walking up top. However, due to the third law of gravity, the suit will begin to burn after he has been up top for an extended period of time. The following day, Adam dons the suit and poses as a high-ranking employee in a private room at work. Once he puts on the suit and shoes, their weight balances out his own, allowing him to walk on the ceiling. He then dashes to the floor where Eden works. He is overjoyed to see her, but she is unaware of his presence. Adam is informed of Eden's amnesia by her colleague. Adam justifies his visit to Eden by claiming that his face cream may pique her interest. He attempts to recall events from his youth in an attempt to jog her memory, but she simply laughs. Then his suit begins to catch fire. Adam dashes to the bathroom, where he attempts to alleviate his pain with water. When he urinates, the urine falls to the ceiling and enters the smoke detector. Just then, an alarm sounds, and Adam is pursued by officials, but escapes. Later that night, Pablo and Albert treat his burns with ointment. Pablo maintains his skepticism toward Eden. The following day at work, an alarm sounds. The board then names a few employees who will be let go. Bob's name appears on the list as well. Bob and Adam have a conversation after everyone has left. Adam pities Bob. Before he departs, Bob hands him a box containing his key card and ID, allowing Adam to exit the Transworld building and access the up-top area if he so desires. Adam is alone when he receives a phone call from Bob, Eden. She is surprised that Adam has not returned since he left the previous day and wishes to meet him. Adam is overjoyed and accepts her invitation to meet in a restaurant. He enters a private room and redons the suit to pass as an upper-level employee. He then exits the Transworld building and enters the real up top for the first time, using Bob's card. He is astounded as he looks around. He then proceeds to Eden's restaurant. Adam makes an attempt to jog her memory, which makes Eden uneasy. She is on the verge of leaving, but Adam persuades her to stay. They converse for a while longer, at which point Adam's shoes begin to burn. He needs to get back down below as quickly as possible. The two leave the restaurant and agree to meet again the following day. Adam's shoe catches fire, prompting him to dash to a nearby sea and jump in. Once his shoes fall off, he is dropped to the bottom of the sea and lands on another sea. Adam returns home, but is afflicted with a cold. Eden has a dream that night about Adam and her. She is regaining her memory. Adam's face cream formula is completed the following day at work. In an auditorium, he presents it to the board members. A senior citizen sits beside Adam. When he applies the cream to her face, it instantly lifts. The members of the board applaud him. Eden enters the auditorium at that precise moment. She notices Adam and is taken aback to discover that he is from below. In front of everyone, she addresses him as Bob, but Adam informs her that she may be mistaken and that his name is Adam. Eden flees from there, perplexed. Following the conclusion of the meeting, Adam rushes to the top floor in his suit. He flees in search of Eden. She does, however, escape the building before Adam can apprehend her. Adam attempts to use Bob's card, but it does not work this time due to Bob's termination. Adam flees as the guard pursues him, realizing his cover has been blown. He escapes but is unable to return down below. Unable to locate Eden, he proceeds to Bob's house to seek assistance. Bob is taken aback but warmly welcomes him. Adam is seated on his ceiling when Bob presents him with a suit he designed to lower him. This suit is constructed in such a way that it will not burn, even after prolonged exposure to inverse substances. Then Adam demonstrates the enchantment of pink pollen. He combines liquids from both planets and creates a floating substance that defies both planets' gravity. Bob is fearful that the trans world has obtained the formula and will profit from it. However, Adam admits that he never informed the transworlders about the secret ingredient, the pink pollen. Without him, the company cannot manufacture the face-lifting cream. Adam returns to the restaurant, where he met Eden wearing Bob's suit. He approaches her and, to his surprise, she is relieved to see him. She informs him that she is beginning to recall fragments of their childhood together. Finally, the two kiss. However, the border police arrive there and the two have to separate. Adam flees and resurfaces below. Police are still on the lookout for him. His abduction has made headlines. He descends and climbs the Sage Mountain, where he waits for Eden. Finally, she arrives. The two float in midair and exchange kisses. The two are now up top together when they are approached by a group of soldiers looking for them. The two attempt to flee, but Adam falls to the ground below, while Eden is apprehended by the guards. Adam lands on a tree and is saved by the inverse matter suit from the impact. Adam is kidnapped by two men as he walks through the streets below. They inform him that they are willing to drop the charges against Eden in exchange for the face cream's formula. He is then thrown from the vehicle. Adam returns to his normal life, believing that he will never see Eden again. Meanwhile, Bob experiments with the formula Adam demonstrated and discovers that they can use it to negate the effect of gravity, allowing the people from above to walk down below. Eden pays a visit to Bob the following day, pleading for assistance. Later that day, Adam is in Albert's shop when Bob appears unexpectedly. Adam is taken aback and inquires as to how this is possible. Using Adam's formula, Bob can actually float in the air. He demonstrates to him that he can remain down without the assistance of the opposite matter accoutrements. He has refined Adam's formula to the point where any matter can counteract the gravitational pull of either world. Additionally, Bob informs him that he acquired the beauty cream patent before Transworld could, and then informs Adam that he has a date. Eden soon discovers him in the down world and informs him that she is pregnant with his child, granting her the ability to live freely in both worlds. Many years later, both sides are visible with towering skyscrapers, indicating that both sides have prospered, as well as children from both sides interacting through basketball.